welcome to the Dritz Dressin channel. We are here with Elusive Mike today. I'm Skeeter, and that's Derv over there, and we are here to review One Piece. One Piece, the Skypia.
We're doing One Piece now, and then we'll do Yakuza after. For those watching the stream part.
So we're reviewing episodes 174 to 195. And we got some of these characters that was from last time. First, we're going to do something...
I'm not showing my word pad yet.
Oh. He's scrolling down. We're going to talk about the characters first. And then we're going to talk about... immediately, we're going to talk about... the polyglyph? Poneglyph. I always say that wrong. And so while he's getting that set up,
we don't really meet any new characters in this part, so I didn't put it any.
Yeah, there's a few, but they're very, very minor characters. So I'm going to talk about them. We might not have an image, but hey, that's okay, right? All right. So, all right, let's start off with, first one is Holy the Dog. This is, what's his face? Ohm's dog. And he, during the battle, he's fighting with him, and we see some of his moves. Yes, and he looks very similar to the dog from, like, episode 5, I think it is, where that dog, his owner died, and he was, like, protecting the dog food store.
Where they first faced Buggy.
When I first saw this dog, I was like, wait a minute. Oh, there it is, right there. It's the same. I thought it was literally that same dog, but it just grew up. But I am completely wrong, and it's probably for the best of reasons. All right, so the next one.
There's Holly.
There it is. You can see it now. The next one, we only got a couple more. The next two, these are part of the main story here. The Monster of Shandora, Kalgara. He is the statue that all the Shandorans are looking at, especially Wiper. He's like, I must look to my ancestors. And there's a statue of Kalgara. And there's also Commodore Mont Blanc, Noland. We don't see him in story form anymore. Now we see him in real life and what really happened.
Which we've already shown the main picture of him.
Yep. And yep, there he is.
This was getting to one of my favorite parts of the One Piece.
Yeah.
So far.
And then we have the girl that's going to be sacrificed in Shandora, which we will talk about later, but her name is Moose. And she looks exactly like, what's her name? The chick with the blue hair. The one that's Aisa's, like, friend or whatever. I can't remember her name, but it doesn't really matter. Very minor character.
Yeah, and I can't even find a picture of her.
Yeah, and that's how minor she is.
So it's showing a bunch of other One Piece characters.
Not Moose, it's Mousse, like the dessert. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, that's it. That's the one. She's not even there. Well, you spelled it wrong, buddy.
I just spelled it how you pronounced it.
I know. I didn't even think of that. And the last one is the snake Nola, the one that has eaten Luffy and pretty much everyone. Even buildings. It is so big and nothing can break it. We learned that it is 400 years old. All right. So the next part. So those are the characters that were introduced. Yes, that is the snake. You think it's just as you're watching the show, you think it's just a random snake, but no, this snake has importance. So the next part was Nico Robin's part and her search for information through the poneglyphs, and she stumbles when episode 174 starts, and she stumbles upon um, these ruins, and she realizes these ruins are old, and she actually stumbles upon part of the poneglyphs that are there.
And here's a picture of the poneglyphs that it shows.
And so during the story, she's fighting, what's his name? She's fighting this guy, the big mountain guy with the 10 axe dials. Um, not Shura. Maybe it was Shura. Oh, where is his name? Oh, I had his name. I don't have it. I'm sorry, guys. That is my bad.
This guy.
Yes.
What
was his name? The Tenfold Axe.
I have no idea.
I forgot it.
If you can show that picture, maybe someone in the chat would know. But I'm totally blanking on his name. But he and Nico Robin have a fight where he doesn't care about the past, which pisses off Nico Robin, and she teaches him a lesson. One in philosophy and the second in kicking his ass. So during the fight, she says to him, "History may repeat itself, but people can't go back in time," which is huge for me because I'm a history buff, and that is definitely true. And Nico Robin makes history look cool because she's like basically like Indiana Jones. She's just like on a quest of curiosity of what happened in the past. But as she reads the poneglyph, it says, uh, "Hold our true motive in your hearts, and speak not of it. We are the ones who weave history with the sounding of the grand belfry," which has deep meaning to her. And as she's kicking his ass, she's like, "No, history is important. Stop attacking the ruins." And he's going through the ruins trying to attack her, and she doesn't go all out until she's out of the area. She starts running away, and she's like, "Oh, okay, now I'm gonna kick your ass because you're an asshole." It is. Oh, that guy's the leader of the Divine Warriors. Anyways, next, let's talk
Yama, isn't it?
Okay. No, I said sure. Yeah. Oh, there it is. Divine Commander Yama. That's who it is. I found it. The next thing. Other quotes. Let's look at the other quotes. So that happens like during the fight, and at the end of the fight, she's able to see the giant golden bell. Yeah, spoiler alert, they find a giant golden bell that we just talked about a million times. And she's able to read the poneglyph and say it, and the Shandorians are like, "How did you know that? How did you know?" What's that?
No, nothing. I was going to say something, but you said it.
Oh, okay. The Shandorians were like, "How did you know that phrase? Are you able to read these glyphs?" And she's like, "Yeah, I can." And they're amazed. They have no idea how she can read this, but a part of their 800 years of guarding this bell was the purpose of guarding the bell was also to guard the poneglyph, and they were relieved of their duty to protect it. They have done their duty, and now she knows about the poneglyph, and she also is informed of another message in the same kind of language on the gold part. It kind of shows it on that picture right there, where they're looking at. I think on the right is the. Oh, well, maybe not. That's an old one. Anyways, but she finds another message written in the same language, which reads, "I made it here. I will guide this text to the ends of the earth. and it was signed Pirate Gold Roger with the magical D. And she realizes that holy crap, Gold Roger made it up to Skypia, and somehow was able to get to the very top and find the bell, and he's also able to not only like read the poneglyph, but he can also write it. Like he knows how to write it perfectly so others can read it. And she has this huge realization, and she kind of explains the poneglyphs that one, um, some are for information, and two, um, others indicate the whereabouts of other poneglyphs and other uh, information relating to the um, the Rio poneglyph, which is her goal. Her ultimate goal is to find the true history of the Void Century. So we don't know what this Void Century is, but she realizes that the accumulation of all these poneglyphs lead to the knowledge of the Rio poneglyph. And she also realizes that Gold Roger is the is the main piece in connecting all of these. And okay, first of all, we know Gold Roger was killed, but was Gold Roger on the same quest as uh, Nico Robin? And how much knowledge does he know? Like also how did he get up to this bill to the top of the bell in Skypia? Um, we learn like 2 seconds later that Grand Fall and I think it was Shindoran Chief. They were kind of talking. They were talking about the. Oh yeah, there was like this guy that came up here about 20 years ago, and yeah, he was here, and he had a huge smile, just like Luffy does. And it's that mystery of like, okay, why did Gold Roger come here? Come the king of the pirates come here and write this message next to this poneglyph. Like what is the point of that? We still don't know at this point. I'm sure somebody else there knows, but this is truly fascinating.
About the void center.
Yes, about the Void Entry and getting to the laugh tail, end of the Grand
There's
Line.
really only one person that knows anything about that. It's the creator.
Yeah.
Exactly, exactly.
Because even 1,000 episodes we don't even know.
Yeah.
So
And
I had a theory about it. I think the one piece is the final poneglyph.
Oh. That could be true. And maybe Gold Roger or did he not? Maybe he just left clues and was just like, I don't really just get executed and tell everyone, hey, go find my treasure.
The only thing we really know that it isn't the power of friendship. Oda had said that it isn't that.
Yeah. It's not the power of friendship, guys. We are learning some things. All right, so the next thing I want to talk about is the weapons and stuff. Because there is a part that was really cool during one of the fights, Zoro's fight, actually. He tries to make an aerial attack with his swords, and he kind of practices on a bird and stuff like that. But before we get to that, I'm gonna try to go in order here. Um, Talking about Ohm's power, and he's the one with the dog, and he makes these barbed wire uh, clouds, which if you touch it, you get cut just like barbed wire. And in his arena area, he made traps everywhere where if you step on a certain tile, barbed wire will come and skewer you basically, which is not fun. But he explains it as, oh yeah, these aren't actual barbed wire. These are just very refined clouds that emulate barbed wire, which is kind of cool. Um, And then he, of course, makes our barbed wire dome, encasing everyone in this area, while Enel is up there watching over them, going, "Oh, there's this many people in here. How many people are gonna die? I'm so excited to see this." He turns it into a game. But the cool thing, I had to write this down on a separate sheet of paper. Um, what is he explains that this is all in episode 170. So if you want to go watch it, the real one, it's really fascinating to watch Zorro talk about, you know, his how to do an aerial, how he does an aerial attack, and he explains it. Um, here's flying slash. That's what he calls it. But he mentions the six roots of man, which is eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body, and mind. And there's different and as a person you can make that good, evil, and peaceful. And out of those things, there's also purity and impurity. So he concludes that there are 36 worldly desires out of all those combinations. So you have 6 times 3 times 2, which is 36. And with one sword, he's able to um, do his attack called the 36-pound phoenix, which is resembles the past with one sword. Two swords is 72, but that represents the present, and three swords equals the future, which is 108 caliber phoenix, which is what he uses to defeat Ohm, and it's able to actually stop, like cut through his cloud barbed wire attacks, and he's surprised by this when this happens, and you're like, holy crap, how powerful is Zorro actually? He tried it with one sword, didn't work, but Zorro's like, oh, I got three swords, and this is you're going down, buddy, and he was able to do that. But that whole thing was like so detailed and so fascinating to watch. It's like pausing the video. You're like, what is he talking about? What is happening? What this is so cool. Oh, I know him. How do you know him?
I graduated with him.
Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah, that's right. Anyway, sorry, getting on tangent here. Anyways, that's just something that I find fascinating. Was Zorro's attack, and he uses his three, and he's like, oh, 108 caliber Phoenix, and he's able to cut through it, which is so cool, in my opinion. But that's just me. If you guys don't like Zorro's attacks, well then screw you. I'm just kidding. All right, so we had the barbed wire dome and the 108 caliber Phoenix. Saw the sidebar. Oh, and then let's talk about Enel for a second before we get into the actual story. So Enel, as we learned, we had 5 people. Now it's at 1. I guess they don't want to talk about Enel. Enel, we learned, took a devil fruit, which is the what was it called? It's the lightning one. Gives them lightning power. The rumble fruit, which is Nico Robin mentioned a logia or a logia kind of fruit, a different style of fruit, and she mentioned it as an invincible kind of power. And as we saw during one of his battle with one of Viper's, what is his name?
Or no.
Started with a K. It was one of Viper's lieutenants, the guy with the red glasses. Um, he basically sat there and says, "Hey, guy, if you can stab me all you want," and he literally stabbed him through the head, and he didn't die because he's full of electricity. And it was that like, oh crap, he's too powerful, like no one can beat him. And this is a brand new devil fruit, and it's really cool. And later on, we learn why Luffy's there. But back to more of the cool things. Later in the fight, Viper is fighting Enel, and he uses a combination attack of a sea prism, stone, and he uses the rejectile, which is supposed to kill a normal person, but Viper is not a normal person. And he uses it on Enel, and he does a knockout punch. He actually kills Enel. Enel, am I saying it right? Enel. Um,
Yeah.
As long as you don't accidentally say put an A instead of E.
Oh, that's true. Enel. He does a rejectile, which is 10 times the strength of an actual.
You've already made this a non PG stream because you've cursed multiple times.
Have I?
Yeah.
No. Anyways,
You have.
that's my bad. You should have told me. You could be like, oh, how dare you? When did I swear? I don't remember.
You said asshole a few times.
Oh, if someone's being an asshole, then yeah, I suppose so. Oh, when I was talking about that fat guy?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You said that like 3 times.
Sometimes when I'm talking, like, I don't realize what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, we got the Sea Prism and the Rejectile. Then we had some of Enel's attacks, which are really cool. They were all lightning based. But the first one, when Luffy and Enel, of course, Luffy is gonna fight the big baddie. Duh. He calls it Grom Pudding, and he makes an electric sword, and he's like, oh. He's talking to Luffy. Oh, so it looks like slashing attacks are your weakness. And Luffy goes, "Yep, they are." And now he's like, "Why would you say that?" So we got an electric sword from him now, and then we learn how he's going to basically kill everyone, like commit literal genocide on the Skypiea people, on the Shindorians, even on the warrior priests that were under his command. It was called Deathpia, which are basically giant thunderclouds, like very dark clouds. What's the word? They gather in the sky, and the more clouds there are, the bigger the area, and he uses that to cast lightning basically on everyone. But it takes him a while to get that going. The next one is the best one. It's Usopp's spells.
Oh man, that was funny.
Oh my god. So I can't remember like the first one he used, but the second one was just like he was describing something that was eerie like nails on a chalkboard, and then Nami's like, "Ah, this is so bad." So go ahead.
Go ahead, Mike.
Mike, go ahead.
No, I just remember the eerie part with the nails on the chalkboard.
Yeah. Rubber band of doom. He's like trying to make Enel like feel cringy, and it works on Nami, which is not supposed to happen, but it doesn't work on Enel. He's just trying to cause a distraction. But anyways, then we got the Mama Ragen, which is a big electrical attack. I think it was just like sent electricity kind of. I can't remember if it was one spot or if it was everywhere. If that was a different one, because he had many. He had a lot of attacks. Another one he had was Raigo. I think that and Mama Ragen. Yep, he used that. And yeah, that was pretty much it. The Raigo was, I think the Raigo one was the one that attacked a lot of people. But you know, watch the episodes and you'll know. It goes along with the story. Some of the other cool things. So that was yeah. So then we have the Gummo Gummo fireworks from Luffy. That was awesome. Where he has the golden weight on his arm, and it's hard for him to climb Giant Jack, but he uses his Gummo Gummo fireworks, and he's able to disperse. He probably didn't think that was gonna work. He just wanted to try something, and he didn't. He probably didn't hypothesize anything. He was just like, "Oh, I'm just gonna do this," and the gold absorbs electricity or whatever, and so he was able to do that. Um, and then at the very end, we learn that Usopp traded his rubber bands. He's like, I am the only one that has these in the entire world. And everyone's like, ooh, rubber bands. So he traded some rubber bands for a bunch of different dials, and I'm excited to see what he's going to use. He also said that he could upgrade Nami's climate tact, which is kind of cool. And what did they comment? Ayuk. Someone commented. Okay. Well, that's weird.
Yeah, I don't know what that means either.
Yeah, and then and on the poneglyph, um, there was something that was said that was kind of strange, which was, which had mentioned another ancient weapon called Poseidon, which is derived from the sea god as we know of Poseidon, but the Skypiea people had no idea what that was. And so now we have two different kinds of ancient weapons. The first one being the Pluton, and this one as Poseidon. And it doesn't explain, it's just the information of it. It doesn't explain like where to find it or anything, but she just realized, oh, there's a second giant weapon. All right, cool. So, should we get to the story? Kind of like talk about cool scenes and
Yeah.
how it all comes together. Basically, at this point, um, we get a lot of story about the Golden Bell, um, and it all derives around. It brings what's his name? Nolan. Yeah. Nolan comes into this story and shows how he. That's kind of later, but he shows how he and Kalgar got to be friends, and how Skypiea, or how the upper yard got into Skypiea, and how that island that they were on, the island of Jaya, was split in half basically, and why he was called a liar. And even though he was called a liar, he said, nope, that's what I believe, and that gave the Shandians like hope, um, that they were doing the right thing and continuing to protect this giant golden bell, which had a really nice sound, by the way, when you first hear it. We also learned that the snake loves that sound too. Anyways, so basically, this part of the arc, everyone is racing towards Giant Jack, and that's where Enel is, and so the Shadians are trying to kill Enel.
Shandians.
Shandians are trying to kill Enel and take their land back. Also, we have a fight with a lot of the warriors, the what are they called? The divine warriors, led by that guy, Yama.
Yep.
And he is the, what is it? The divine commander Yama. That's what it was. So he gets in a fight. There's a lot of people that get in fights, and we see fights where even, these people are attacking Sanji, and they're attacking Nami, and they're attacking Zoro, and of course the heroes win. So that's pretty cool. But they're all trying to race there. They all got their cloud skates, and we get a bunch of battles. And Enel turns this into a game for himself, which I believe we talked about last week. And a game of 81 people, and it all comes down to this, where Giant Jack is, and the city of Shandora itself. He concludes, I think, that we went from 81 people to 25 people, and he was included in killing some of those people when he attacked. What was his name? Is he on there? No. That was one of Viper's lieutenants. We had like the 5 minutes to attack him when he wouldn't, attack back. But he used his like 100 million volts of electricity on this lieutenant, and it was like, oh no, he's dying, blah blah blah. But it went down the river, and so anyone who was on the Cloud River got attacked too. And because he has the mental powers, mantra, he can sense who has died and who is still alive. So he's like, oh, I killed about 20 people. Yeah, whatever. And this Enel guy is so full of himself. Like he believes that he's the he's the cream of the crop, and his whole philosophy is basically. I wrote it down. Here's a quote from him: "People fear death above all else. That's why people prostrate themselves, prostrate themselves before God and beg for mercy. Bow before what people fear. Um, and fear itself is God." So there's also mention of him growing up on another island, and that island fell to him, and then Enel um, basically attacked Ganfall and his people and took over as God. And anyone who said otherwise was had divine punishment upon them. And he believes that because no one can kill him, and he's more powerful than literally everyone in this area, that he is a literal god. He's told this lie to himself this whole time that he believes he's God. But God in Skypia means leader, so it's kind of confusing what we know as God, someone higher being, and as a leader. So, which is why Ganfall used to be the god 6 years ago. So let's talk about the Maxim. Mike, do you have any thoughts on Maxim?
No, but we're getting to the part where Luffy does one of my favorite attacks, so I can't wait to get to that part.
I'll let you talk about your favorite attacks.
Well, it's not in this episode.
Oh, you mean in this series?
Yeah, not in this part.
Season. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, his Enel's grand plan basically is he wants endless Verth. So the Skypians worship the upper yard because of the Verth, which is literally just dirt and earth, and it can grow not clouds. It can grow trees and stuff, which they do not have in Skypia, which is why they find it so precious. And so in Enel's mind, he believes, oh, if I can rule up here, and this Verth is precious, I'm so grand. I should bring everyone down to the Blue Sea from where they're at, because no one can take him. He's invincible, and his plan is to build this ark called the Maxim, the Ark Maxim, and kill everyone in Skypia and eliminate everything, and fall down to the wide Verth that's down below. And he wants to rule all of Verth because it has so much meaning to him, and only him. He only cares about himself. He doesn't care about anyone because he's a god, as he said. But of course, we have our heroes, and especially Luffy, who does not like the fact that this Enel person attacked. What's her name? What's her name? Crap. Captain Marshall, Ganfall, Heaven's Gate. Oh, what's her name? Conus. Is that her name? Conus? Come on, guys, help me out.
What?
The girl, yeah, that her. What's her name? Conus. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, Conus.
He attacked Conus as she betrayed Enel and got attacked for it. and there's also another scene where her one of the Shan, not the Shandian, the Divine Warriors, comes and starts to talk about, hey, Anel's trying to commit genocide on all of us, spread the word, and so her dad and this soldier get attacked by Anel, and Conus finds a new meaning. Like, I have to go to town, even though she's considered anti God or whatever. And we even get a scene of like kids talking about, oh, we can't disobey God, and someone's dad is a soldier, and they're like, oh, your dad is working for God. That's so cool. And then we have Conus coming saying, yeah, Enel's trying to kill us all. We need to evacuate, and they don't believe her, but she's able, because her father died. She's like, my father is dead because Enel killed him, and I'm here to give you the message. We need to all leave. We all know what Enel is capable of. Let's evacuate. So Enel, or sorry, Conus does a very heroic thing and gets everyone to start evacuating. Convinces the Captain McKinley, and he starts evacuating people, which is very cool. Um, Meanwhile, there's all this fighting going on, and Nico Robin finds the ruins below, and she has a conversation with Enel, like, "Oh yeah, I'm looking for the golden belfry and all this gold and stuff like that." And he's like, "Oh, well, the gold's gone. I have all the gold. It's on my ark." Um, and not it's like Nami and Luffy, or no, Enel attacks all of them, and nobody can defeat him. So there's a point where Nami goes into survival mode, and this is part of her backstory, where she knows how to deal with someone that's way more powerful than her, and what to say and how to act. And instead of fighting back, she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna join you," and she starts caring for the people who have fallen. So it's like Sanji falls, Usopp falls, I think Wiper falls, um, and then there's some other people that fell, and she goes with him to appease him, and she has to say the right thing or else he's gonna kill her, basically. So she's like, "Oh yeah, I want to go on a journey with you. Yeah, it'll be so much fun." And then while that's happening, Luffy comes. She's like, "Luffy," and he looks at her like, "What are you doing? Like, don't defy me, woman. Like, I will kill you in a second. I don't even care." But Luffy's there, and guess what? He's made of rubber. What does rubber do? Well, it cannot conduct electricity. So he and Enel get into a fight, and all the electricity he has does not work on Luffy. So he has to go to other tactics, like burning him with gold, like lighting, like making the gold so hot that it burns Luffy.
Burn them.
Yeah, and it gets to a point where he's very annoyed with Luffy, and Sanji and Usopp are trying to get on the ship, and Sanji actually sabotages the ship so it can't fly. This and L did not see this coming. And meanwhile, while he was doing that, Usopp was doing his Usopp spells. He's like, I got some spells to do, which is great. He's doing his spells. It's episode 184 and 185 that happens. I think it's 185 where he does his spells, and Sanji does sabotage, and Sanji is willing to sacrifice himself for Nami, and he tells Usopp, he's like, if you die, I'm fine with that. Usopp's like, no, why would you say that to me? Blah, blah, blah. But, so that's a cool scene, and then we get a whole scene where, Luffy falls down to the earth, and he doesn't give up. It's this whole thing. Let me go to my notes here. Oh right, there's the rescue mission. So after the sabotaging, we learned that on the Maxim, and now put 200 jet dials on the bottom just in case. And he needed those uh, because the sabotage ruined the ship. And and about the ship, only Enel can power it with his electricity, and he doesn't need any crew. So he basically forced all these divine warriors to build this boat for the past 6 years. And when he's done with it, he's like, "Oh yeah, I don't need you anymore. Yeah, you'll just die. I don't care. Join me or die," kind of thing. I'm God. You can't do anything to me. I'm invincible. Which goes to show power corrupts absolutely. You know, if you have power, you have a responsibility. Thanks, Spider-Man. Um, and then a really cool thing happens is we get to learn the true history of Wiper. We see Wiper as a child getting told, because he's a direct descendant of Kilgara, that the real story of what happened with Kilgara and Noland and what the fire of Shandora means. The fire in Shandora is the golden bell, and the legends say that when that golden bell rings again, that means the battle on Upper Yard will be done, and Shandora will be saved. Basically, their duty will be done, and that's Wiper's goal the whole time, is to ring this bell. Um, but we get a really cool backstory. We get a couple episodes of this. I wrote way too many notes for this. Um, but we learn about Calgara and how Mount Blanc and his crew landed on this island. There was a plague in Shandora, and all these people they don't know about modern medicine, and so their solution to this plague that is happening, which is called the um, Kinetsu. I think I said that right. Kinetsu plague. And luckily, when Mount Blanc lands, or Nolan, let's call him Nolan, we learn he's a botanist, so he can make a cure from plants. And they had dealt with this plague about 60 years ago, so they're all informed on how to cure it. However, the Shandorans' plan, and through their culture, is to sacrifice a woman uh, in front of the gods. So they're about to sacrifice this woman named Moose, and we actually learn a little later that Moose is Kalgara's daughter, and Noland and Kalgara kind of get into this philosophical argument. It's a clash of cultures, um, where the Noland actually stops the sacrifice. He kills the snake that's about to eat Moose, and all the Shandorans are freaking out. And he's there. He's a good fighter. He's able to go toe to toe with Kalgara. Actually, he's the only one, and he's like, "There's a cure for this thing," and surprisingly, they can speak the same language, which is really convenient. And they're going back and forth, right? And he's like, "I can find a cure. Just give me till like sundown or whatever." And there's an earthquake that happens. He finds the cure, and he falls into like the earth. And Kaldara's there. He's like, "Oh, you think you're gonna like ruin our culture with your stupid like quote unquote cure? Yeah, we have a system already in place." And Nolan is going about his culture. He's like, "Well, we have the cure. We're here to save you. We have sacrificed ourselves to find this cure. A lot of people have died, and it is literally the same cure." And he actually cures this one boy earlier, with the few ingredients he has, and he goes out to get more stuff. So that's the reason. Um, and then this is where we learn about the fire of Shandora, and Nolan's amazing quote is, "If your gods valued people's lives, then wouldn't they have contempt for these ceremonies?" Which means the sacrifice ceremonies, like when they not approve of these ceremonies, basically. So they come to the deal, blah blah blah, and there's a explanation of a Kona tree that's a cure, which is the Kona tree just happens to be on this island. and he goes and gets the leaves and stuff like that. So Shandora means skull's very alive. Villagers mad. Oh, and then at one point the villagers are mad at the crew, and we don't know why, but we learned that there's these sacred white trees, which is very important to Shandoran culture, and these trees holds the spirits of the dead, and they help the spirits go into the land basically. And they learned that a lot of these trees were cut down. Well, and Noland had to cut these trees down because they were poisoned, and these poisoned trees were causing the plague. And he's seen this before, but he was not aware of the cultural significance of these trees to the Shandorans. So the Shandorans were pissed off at Noland for cutting these trees down, and it was kind of a back and forth. Like I had to cut these trees down, and Moose comes and kind of talks to him, and she learns about the poison trees and how they're causing the plague. And this whole time, Kalgara doesn't want to talk to Noland, even though they're friends like 20 seconds ago from curing people of the plague. And it's this whole like mess of things. Um, trees, and then at the very end, Kalgara learns that he didn't cut the trees down because he did it for nefarious reasons. He was doing it to protect them from the poison. And when that's learned, Kalgara goes and runs to the ship and apologizes. They're actually taking after they cure them of the plague. They're taken to the Golden Bell area, and they hear the Golden Bell, and they're like, "Oh my God, that's such a beautiful bell!" And we see this giant, we eventually see the giant snake, right, named Nola, but it's really small. So after 400 years, it grew up and stuff like that. So that was kind of the true story. I was I was trying to make it quick, but I kind of made it kind of long. So does anybody want to chip in on anything?
No.
Okay.
This part is like one of the bigger storytelling plots of all of One Piece right now. So yeah. It's worth it to be in depth.
Yeah, like I was thinking about this, going, the creator did not have to do this for us. He did not have to go into all this extra detail to tell us this in-depth story. They could have just said, "Oh yeah, this is the fire of Shandora, and this is what my Kalgara wanted to do," and they got together, and they could have made it quick, be like, "Oh, they came and cured the plague, and there's something with the trees and they're poison, and the villagers hated the newcomers, and then they came to apologize and gave them gold and all that stuff. They're leaving the gold there as to say, hey, we're sorry." They could have made that really short, but he really focused on these couple of episodes talking about just this story of we thought was a fairy tale, but was actually the real story of Nolan the liar, and it relieved him of all his um, all of his shame and his family's shame. So that was kind of cool. Let's see, and what else? So we have the final battle with Luffy's. There's this whole thing with the giant jack. They have to chop it down, and there's all these people that are sacrificing themselves. Like Zoro sacrificed himself. The snake sacrificed himself. And what was the final blow? Oh, Usopp thought he made the final blow, but I think it was Wiper. He did his rejectile on the giant jack, this giant plant thing that's really tall, and he was able to make a ramp so that Nami's waiver could get close to Enel's ship so that Luffy could fight him. And Luffy kept trying to climb that thing and fight him, but he kept getting knocked down again and again and again. And even people, oh, gross. Even oh, the one on there. Get it out of there. Get it out of there. Think, oh, look at that handsome dude. Oh, look at those handsome fellas. Um, what was I saying? Oh yeah, the final battle with the Nell. Like Luffy kept getting knocked down. And he's just like, it's just like once he lashes onto you and wants to fight you, he will not stop. Luffy will not stop, and he uses his even though he's weighted down by this giant ball of gold, um, he's able to get up and fight. Not Noland, Enel, and he's able to eventually win with his not the Gumu Gumu fireworks, but it was like a Gumu Gumu rifle with the golden part, and Luffy wasn't even trying to defeat Enel at this point. He was just trying to ring the bell because he was thinking about his friend down below, the quote unquote old timer down below, and he realized he needs to ring this bell to let the Nolan family know that Nolan was not a liar. He was indeed telling the truth. That this island was due to the upstream, or knock upstream, the island disappeared, basically. Half the island disappeared. So, that fight was cool. So that fight ended, and the bell rings, and everybody's like, oh, this is the conclusion, and everybody's all happy. They find the golden bell. Nico Robin's able to read the poneglyph. And then Luffy has a plan to steal some gold. He goes into the snake that's passed out to steal some of that gold. And actually, Nico Robin gets rewarded with a big rod of gold. It takes literally 100 people to carry this thing of gold. And this is like the best part. Mike, did you want to talk about this? Was this a...
No, you're good because you've seen it for the first time.
Yeah, okay. What did I write down? Jordan's duty is complete. They talk about D's. Oh yeah, the crew thinks they're caught. They see Nico Robin and like all the Shandorans and all the divine soldiers, and the Skypian people coming towards them, which they believe is a cannon, because they're like, even Luffy's like, he's like, hey Robin, we need to get out of here. We stole some gold. So I'm just like, why would you say that out loud? They're right there. And they're coming, and Nico Robin's like, oh, says to them, I don't know why they're running away, but I guess they don't want this giant piece of gold. And they're like, well, that's weird. We were coming here to thank them. As they're saying like, hey, where are you going? Come back here. Trying to thank them, and they think they're being caught stealing gold. So they all run away, and as they're running away, I think it was Usopp was saying, oh man, I'm so glad we got away from that cannon. And Nico Robin's like, cannon? What do you mean cannon? That wasn't a cannon. But they got a lot of gold anyways, and so then they're taken to Cloud's End, and they're dropped, and they get a octopus balloon, and they're just falling and falling and falling slowly. And of course, Luffy has to jump on the octopus, which is actually getting smaller and smaller, because Luffy is jumping on it, and I think it was getting smaller anyways, but eventually they land, and they're surrounded by a bunch of lights, and that's where it kind of ends. But Nami gets a new shirt that says evil on it. Why? Because. Nobody knows why. I don't know why. That's just a really random thing. Is Nami evil now? I don't know. just reading their shirts, it's like, it would be like us wearing, oh, I found this cool Chinese like shirt, and I was told it means badass on it, when it actually means like, oh,
Kung Pao chicken.
Kung Pao chicken, or some, or like I like long sausage or something like that, you know?
Oh my god.
Something that means completely something different. Long sausage is good. It's really good, man. You cut it up and it tastes so good with eggs and stuff. Anyways, so that's the end of episode 195, and we learned a lot. I skipped a lot of the story because I don't want to get into the nitty gritty of every little detail of the story. We kind of decided to change that up to make it a little more watchable, and hopefully it was for the people who are here. We got 3 people watching, so thank you for watching. Don't forget to unlike and unsubscribe. Um, if we get to remember,
No, don't do that. Like everything and
remember,
subscribe.
if we get to under 10,000 subscribers, we don't have to do One Piece anymore. Yay!
No, it's never gonna happen. I will make
Makes me
10,000
sad.
accounts.
Makes me sad. So yeah. Oh, now we got 4. So next week we will be doing.
The Foxy Pirates.
Is that 22 episodes? You said.
Yep.
22 episodes.
Skip the G8 Fortress. That's filler.
I'm still gonna watch that.
If you can watch 33 episodes, go ahead in a week.
Yeah, I'm gonna try. Well, it'll be easier if I don't have to write notes. But yeah, 22 episodes is a lot, but we're gonna power through it. This was my promise at 10,000 subscribers, which I didn't think we were gonna get to, but we magically did. Hopefully, this one was better than our other synopses of.
We managed to cut it down by about a half hour because it's normally an hour and a half.
Yep.
Yeah,
this is just under an hour.
Which is fantastic. I like this format a lot better. I have a bunch of different colors. These are my notes. And these are my other notes. If you want to see it. That's what I did for in college. I had different highlighter colors for different things to make it easier to write papers and stuff. And just to get general knowledge of things. But thank you 3 people for watching. I think we're going to sign off here.
We're going to jump right into Yakuza.
Oh, we're going right into Yakuza?
Unless if you want to wait.
And this is where I leave because you guys are ahead of me.
Got it.
We can wait a little bit.
You guys have a good night.
Let's put a thing on there for like a couple minutes. I gotta go to the bathroom and then we can start the other one right away.
Have a good night, Mike.
Oh, good night, Mike. Congratulations on the on your team winning. Screw the Yankees. I made that PG.
Yeah. That's the Yankees.
Yep.
And I'll see you on Monday.
They did it to themselves. They did it to themselves.
Before then.
I woke up from a nap, and I just happened to be the bottom or the top of the 5th inning, and it was freaking fantastic.
He's no longer in
Oh, okay, never mind.
We're gonna take about 5-10 minute break. We're gonna stay on stream, but then we'll come back to do Yakuza. We just need to get up and walk around a little.
I think it's just me and Mike that are watching. We just got 2. So everyone, I looked down. We had 5 at one point. Oi oi, welcome back to the Dritz Dresden channel. Yes, I am massaging my head, but you don't need to ask any questions, and I will not give you any answers.
Happy Halloween.
Yes, I am Ski Nerd, and that is Derp Drip over there. We lost Elusive Mike, but that's okay. We are here now, after reviewing One Piece, to review Yakuza, the series that came out on
Last week.
Prime Video, and we are going to review episodes 4 and 5. Episode 6 will be tomorrow, because these are very long episodes, and we want to make sure we keep this straight to the point, and so we don't forget anything.
Make sure we had done before midnight.
Yes. So, episode 4. How did this... Was it start in the past? I can't remember. He was, like, fighting things, right? Oh, no, it was the... Oh, I remember. It was the attack on the truck. Mm-hmm. What happened with the truck. So that we know previously that the truck had $10 billion yen, which is about equivalent to $300 US. And no, I'm kidding. I don't know what the ratio is. It's probably $1 billion because it's usually times 10 for yen. Let's look it up. Do 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 do. Do, 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 do. $65 million.
No, yeah, it's 10 billion, so yeah, 65 million. 580,000.
Yep, to be exact, which is what you guys want. You want the exact number, so we will go into the decimal places. It is 65,580,000, 0.00000000, repeating, of course. And this truck got stopped. There was someone on the road, and this guy with the gun, he was like, hey, what the hell is this guy's just like dead on the side of the road? Let's get the hell out of here. And he gets tased, and the driver realizes what's happening, gets out of the truck, and they get beat down with a crowbar. So we know one of the people is the girl Aiko, right?
Yep.
And the other person was the guy who we saw at the end of episode 3 coming into that bar and eating food and getting attacked by that demon guy. So that was fun, watching them steal the money. So they realized that there's like 10 billion yen in there, and they're like, holy crap, this is a lot. Well, I guess if we're gonna celebrate with this money. And I think there was a guy in the back of the truck, and just for extra security. And they tied them all up, and one of the guys is like, don't mess with the Omi clan. You will pay for it dearly. And they just kind of, beat them up. And I think, yeah, they're tied up, put in the truck, and then they drive the truck to the lake, and that's where they're found dead, and that's why Kazuma gets released from jail. Is that me? It's probably me. Do you have anything to say, sir?
No. You can keep going with the synopsis. Brief synopsis.
Okay. I'm trying to think of what happens next. Oh, there's a bunch of... It goes back to 1995. And their friend... Omi? Is that her name? The girl who passes out?
Miho.
She passes out, and we learn that she has to go on dialysis. That's for your kidneys, if you didn't know. And she needs a kidney transplant, and all four of the friends, or the three other friends, Kazuma, the guy with
Nishiki and
Yumi, are all trying to raise money to get her the surgery that she needs. to get the organ transplant, and they're told that, it's a long wait for this organ transplant, and so Kazuma's fighting.
Nishiki tries to get it so that he can give her his kidney, but he's denied.
I think that happens, and then I think he's donating a ton of blood.
Yep.
And then the other girl, what's her name again?
Yumi.
Yumi, she's working at her
Club Serena.
Club Serena,
which is the Hostess Club.
Hostess Club, that's what it is. And
one step down from a brothel.
Yeah. Or one step up from a brothel.
I meant
above.
Yeah, I meant. You know what I meant.
I know. I was like, wait, it's worse than a brothel. That's funny.
Because people go to just have hostesses sit there and serve them.
Yeah.
And just to entertain them, give them somebody to talk to.
Yeah.
No sex involved.
Yeah, which is great. It's just if you're a guy, you got a long days of work. You want someone that will just listen to you. And you're drinking, and you have a beautiful woman next to you. That's just very comforting.
Which, to be honest, I wish we had that here.
Yeah, that'd be cool. And that one person who was watching left.
Because those are real too. In Japan, hostess clubs.
Yeah.
And no, I don't plan on opening one.
Why not?
I don't know.
It would be great. It's a great opportunity to start a business and do this club thing.
It'd probably make a crap load of money, I know. Because like I said, I'm sure I'm not the only one that wishes that there was hostess clubs in America.
That'd be cool. I feel like they kind of have them. No, those are escorts. That doesn't work. Never mind.
Just somebody where you can
cut it.
Just somebody a place you can go just to pay somebody to talk to.
Yeah, it's like a step above like a strip club, a hostess club. It's not it goes hostess club
with all their clothes
club,
still on.
Yeah, hostess club, strip club, brothel.
And escort is after brothel.
Yeah, escort's worse than brothel. Probably. No, or maybe it's about the same. Is it? No, I suppose they come to you.
The person watching, what do you think? Where do you think the ladder lies?
Yeah, write it in the comments if you want.
And if you wish there's hostess clubs in America, agree.
Yes, we should.
Agree.
If you vote for me for president, I will guarantee a hostess club in every city in America. We need to bring jobs back. We need to bring comfort back. Let's go. You had a hard day's work? Well, let's pay to get entertained and relax. Boom. Do it. I'm for it. If you're for it, vote for the Dritz Dresden channel. And don't forget to unlike and unsubscribe. And once we get to under 10,000...
We will open up a hostess club.
Yeah. Under 10,000 subscribers, we don't have to do One Piece anymore. We can do other things.
We'll open up a hostess club.
If we get to 100,000 subscribers, we'll open up a hostess club. Yeah, right. No. We'll make it 1 million subscribers because we need some revenue to start the business. You know what I mean? Anyways, so Kazuma is fighting, and we get to see a lot of his scenes fighting.
There's a whole collab of just.
It is a montage
of him fighting in the arena and training.
And he's kicking ass. He's like, ooh. He's slipping the jab just like Rocky. Ooh, I can't slip the jab. I'm not a fighter. Slip the jab.
When we get to favorite scenes, I'll go a little more into that, because that's probably my favorite part of the episode.
Yeah. We also get, what's his name? Nishiki. He gets bribed. He's told to
He gets bribed by
Or
the.
was that in the fifth episode? I think I'm mixing them up.
No, I think they mention it in the fourth one.
Okay, they mentioned in the fourth one, and
Because there's basically Keen the Arena that is the best fighter, and after the whole I already forgot the word you used. Montage of fights. Turns out that Kiryu's next fight is going to be against him, and
against who?
The Emperor.
The Emperor.
Basically
big,
the top
massive
fighter.
Man. If you watch it, his back is crazy muscular. Like just his back alone, it makes you go, "Whoa, what the hell have you been drinking?" You know.
The top fighter of the arena.
And Kazuma is in Block A, and this Emperor is in Block B, and Kazuma is rising through the ranks very quickly. And he's told, like, if he keeps winning, he'll make more money. And if he makes more money, then he can get surgery done for his friend. And
what we're alluding to is the Dojima clan higher up approaches Nishiki to cause Kiryu to throw the fight against the Emperor, so the Dojima clan can get all the money for him losing.
Yeah, they are trying to fix the fight, basically. It's the
and
classic.
they get him a donor.
Yep, they promise they bring a guy in. And he's like, this guy works on the black market. He'll get you a kidney. It's from Southeast Asia, but he'll get you a kidney and all that stuff. And if you throw the fight, then they're saying like just fighting alone won't work. You have to throw the fight, then you'll make even more money to afford the new kidney. And so he's thinking to himself like, okay, I got to do this. I got to do this for the clan. I got to do this for my friend. But he has to try to find a way to convince Kazuma to do this. But he's just, at this point, he's just thinking about it. But what else happened in the episode?
Kiryu meets up with the leader of the Omi Alliance.
And Kiryu is the
main character.
Oh, right. They call him Kazuma, so okay. Okay, go ahead. He meets up with the leader.
Yep.
This is where they beg for more time to find
the money. Yep.
Find the money, find the sister. What's her name? Yeah.
Aiko.
No,
Yumi.
Yumi begs the boss, like, please, give us some more time, please. But she says it in Japanese, so it's way better when she says it. But they beg for more time, and he's like, all right, I'll give you till sundown.
Till midnight.
Or yeah,
the following day.
Yeah. And we got 6 people. Oh, thanks for watching, guys. We're talking about Yakuza now, so tune in. And they go to watch them start falling out. It doesn't matter. They go try to look for her, and the daughter leaves. Right? She gets a weird postcard from her mom, and it says something about Lake Megumi. And so this girl,
this is back in 2005.
Yeah, this is in 2005. She wants to go to
Lake
Megami, and she goes out on her own. They had a babysitter, and the babysitter just like let her leave, I guess. Wow, great babysitting. You're automatically fired unless she just left without the babysitter knowing. But she left, and she's waiting by the bus stop or whatever. She's just on her own, traveling around, waiting at the bus stop, and that's when we see a car coming. And we're like, oh, who's in that car? Ooh, oh no, what's in that car? And meanwhile, they're on the search for Aiko, and then we have a scene at who's that guy?
The Florist of Sai.
The Florist of Sai. He gets visited by the demon people, the people with the masks, and they all have these. I think they're Uzis that they have, and they're basically holding that. It's like there's all these screens, and they're spying on people. So they go up to everyone. Everybody has a gun on them, and he's just like, you need to do what we say, otherwise we're gonna kill you. He's like, all right, I'll do what you say. I'll do what you say.
After killing one of his henchmen.
Yeah, after. Well, one of no, one of the lady
Yep.
people. She was just like, she said, I don't know where that is. So she gets shot, and then they're like, oh no, we'll find it. We'll find her. And these demon people are looking for this girl because this girl is connected to Aiko,
Yeah.
the mom, and so they want to use that as like a leverage thing to get to her. But we don't know like where the demon people are involved in. They're just going around murdering people.
Apparently killing random people.
Yeah.
That just happened to be involved with the 10 billion yen.
Yeah. So that one guy that was in the bar, he was killed by the demon people, and I think there was someone else that was killed, but it doesn't matter. That was in a different episode.
The shop owner.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the shop owner. So these guys are chasing. So they get the girl, and they get them to, do what they want. And one of the demon people says, "Oh, it's in this place. Where was it? Do you remember?" It was in a specific place, but he's like, "Oh, in that place," and he immediately gets killed. And the lead demon guy finds a wire on him, so he's an informant for the police because he was immediately suspicious. Like as soon as he said what was just said out loud, he was just like, "Wait a minute, why would you say that out loud? You must have a wire." So he's dead, and the police officer was like, "Oh man, that was our guy. Oh man, he's dead. He was just 2 days away from retirement. How dare you?" So that's kind of where that episode ends, and then it goes into episode 5.
But first, let's favorite scenes.
Probably the fighting stuff.
Yeah.
That was the best scenes. The scene with him and who's the girl that is in the hospital? Miho. She's like, "Oh, teach me some fighting moves," and it was kind of a cool like bonding moment between those two.
And he's about to show her how to do an uppercut. That's when she faints.
Yeah, she just faints, and she goes. That's where she has the kidney problems in the hospital, and so everybody's freaking out, and that's when they start to make money. Anyways,
the whole
so
montage was really cool.
Of beating up people, person after person after person. It's like, oh, can you do it? Can you do it? Can you do it? Yeah, they're doing it. Yeah.
We even got to see an Asian Eddie Gordo fight him.
Yeah, it's a Brazilian, what was it called? Quapara. So the breakdance fighting.
Brazilian breakdance fighting.
Yeah. Oh, don't mind my arms. It's just I gotta move my body.
Which it made me excited to see it because that's not really something you see much in media, just like the breakdance fighting, unless if you're playing Tekken.
Yeah. I remember Eddie from Tekken. That's the one thing I remember from that. That was like the coolest thing. But so that's in episode 4. So let's go straight into episode 5, where we see the girl waiting at a bus stop, and she gets picked up by the man in the car, who is a mysterious car. We don't know who it is. And then basically the whole episode is what's his name? Nishiki. He is told by the Yakuza, throw this fight, and you'll get the money for your friend's surgery, and you'll make the boss happy. And you have to make Kazuma lose the fight. So they give him, I thought they were batteries, but it was like a powder form of something. We don't know what it is. Put in a drink and make some
instantly start feeling nauseous.
Okay, yeah, that's what it was. To try to make it harder for him to fight. And Kazuma is getting ready for this fight. But however, at the beginning of the episode, remember, I think it went back to 2003. They were talking about these demon people killing a bunch of people in 2003, and then 2 years nothing happened, and all of a sudden they're back.
Which I thought it shows some Yakuza I think it shows him kill some Yakuza. I honestly think at least one of them might have been a triad member because he kind of looked Chinese.
It could have been, but the point is that this demon guy
And
killed a lot of them, and then he leaves a circle with a star, the pentagram symbol on them, meaning that this is the demon killed you.
also the guy that I think might have been a triad member. He says, "You Yakuza are insane." That's what.
Okay, okay. Is Triad from Hong Kong? Is that
It's the Chinese mafia.
Oh, Chinese. Okay.
Chinese version of the Yakuza.
Okay. And then we got the Italian mafia.
Then we have the Gummy Jewel, which is Korean. Uh, I know there's one more that's prominent in the Yakuza games. So yeah, the Yakuza Triad, Gum Jewel. I know there's one more.
If you guys know of any Yakuza gangs or whatever, write it in the comments. Let us know. Um, you don't have to search it right now. Let's just get back and do it. So these people, everybody dies. All the subordinates are trying to beat up this guy with a mask on, and the boss is like, "Why don't you remove your mask?" And the next scene, he's dead. So we don't know why he was killing them.
Jianwan Mafia.
He just was. Maybe he just hates organized crime or something. I don't know. But basically, this whole episode is about Kazuma fighting the Emperor, and him, getting eventually getting ready for this fight. If you win this fight, you will be able to save your friend, and at the same time, uh, Nishiki, he is told throw the fight, and then you'll make enough money because they'll make even more money from him throwing the fight. Um, so during this scene is really cool. Like you can see that it's really hard on him, and he's has to make this decision to turn on his friends to please the Yakuza to save a friend. And um, if you're Kazuma, you don't want to win the fight, or you don't want to lose the fight. Oh, everybody left. We had six at one point. That was cool.
There's one person also in there. I doubt Mike is watching because he doesn't want it spoiled.
oh yeah, right. Oh, hello, new person. Um, so during this fight, Nishiki is just like devastated. He's like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? And he decides during the middle of the fight, he's like, I'm gonna put the stuff in the water. So he puts one in the water, and he starts putting a second one in the water, and that's when Yumi sees him, and she's like, Nishiki, what the hell are you doing? What are you doing? Like during the middle of this fight, and he looks at her, and he's just like doesn't say anything. He's just like trying to get this cap on and shake up the water and stuff like that. And he's about to give it to him, but Yumi stops him. She's like, no, don't. What was that you put in that thing? Like, what are you doing? And he doesn't say anything, and he eventually goes to Kazuma. He's like, Kazuma, you need to throw this fight. That's the only way we can get the money to save our friend.
His sister.
Yeah, his sister, and you need to throw this fight. The boss will make a lot of money, and then we can use that money to save our sister or whatever. And um, this is now it goes to a fighter. Like if you're a fighter, if you're trained the whole time, it's dominate, win. You know, try to get ahead of your opponent. Try to in your training, you're constantly like pushing yourself, go,
Like
go.
the whole first half of the fight before the whole confession. It's, no, it's
Kazuma was winning.
yeah,
Pretty much.
but it's also both sided. It's not just one sided.
Yeah,
They're both getting licks at
fight.
each other.
Yeah, it's a very close fight. So when Nishiki says, "Hey, throw the fight," it goes against everything Kazuma is going for because Kazuma is trying to get his like dragon tattoo, and he's like, if I win this fight, I will become the dragon. The the dream he's been fighting for his entire life. And he's getting during the fight. He's getting this is actually my favorite scene. He's getting beaten up and going left and right, and the boss is putting on his coat. He's like, yeah, he's throwing the fight. He's done for. He just he remembers his conversation with Miho, and he just does an uppercut.
Yeah, he does a shoryuken. As he was doing
once, but he knocks the guy out, and
as he was doing it, I even yelled shoryuken.
You're just like locked in on this. You're like, oh my god, this fight is so awesome. Hello to people, and they're doing so. You know, it's a comeback win. Good an uppercut. He's knocked out, and the boss is pissed. He is so angry. Nishiki immediately is like, you betrayed us. How could you betray us? That was our way to save our friend. And so they go to the hospital, and they're like, oh, you know, they have to take her off of dialysis, and the nurses don't want to talk to them because this is a really hard decision for them. And so she says,
it's also usually something that is left to the doctors. Like,
yeah, she even says, like, go ask the doctor or whatever. And the doctor, like, that same day, he's like, I'm getting transferred. I'm trying to leave. He doesn't even want to talk about it because, as we will soon learn out, he was probably coerced by the Yakuza to tell them, hey, you're not a blood match. You would need certain surgeries.
It turns out he was.
Yes, and then Nishiki confronts the doctor, and he's like, well, why can't you do the surgery? We'll get the money. And he's like, it's not about that. You're already a match. Like, the surgery would have killed your friend. Her heart is too weak. It would have killed her. There's nothing.
At that point, yes.
Yes.
At that point.
Before,
no.
Correct. Before, no. So there's this. Nishiki gets really pissed off when he learns this stuff. So that's when he goes to the black market guy. He sees him at just a regular market. He's just like, was there ever a kidney? And he is able to coerce out of him very quickly. Like, I was just being told, I was just getting paid and being told what to do. Like, I didn't want to be a part of it. And he's like, yeah, there was no kidney. There was no black market. I don't work for the black market. And I don't know if Nishiki kills him, but he beats him up pretty bad.
He punches him to the ground, and then punches him on the ground. Then he pulls him into the market and just starts punching him more.
Yeah. And he had a knife in his hand, so I don't know if he stabbed him or not. I don't think he did.
No.
Because we didn't see any blood on it. But that was pretty, what's the word? Not enigmatic, but emotional. Very, very emotional for Nishiki, where he was trying to do what he thought was the right thing and throwing the fight to save his friend, but also he's being betrayed by the same Yakuza he's working for, and they were just doing it to make a crap ton of money. He was being used, and so, but he blames Kazuma for throwing the fight for killing their friend. He still believes that, even to this day, like you're a traitor to us. Don't do this, please. And he can't forgive him. And for the after, what's her name, Yumi, the one who dies. Miho dies and goes back to the funeral, and they're all super sad. And he eventually says to not Aiko, Yumi, right?
Yep.
Yumi, like he says there was never a kidney. She gets mad at him. She starts like berating him, like what are they called, slap fight? They're slap fighting. That should be a new cool style, like literally like slap fighting, and like your slaps are so like silly and powerful that it just knocks your opponent out. Anyways, that was a digression, and I apologize. What were we talking about?
The end of the episode.
Yeah. He's talking to Yumi and he's like, yeah, there's no kidney, and she gets mad at him, and then Yumi um, says to Kazuma, not right away, but eventually she's like there's no kidney, and she kisses Kazuma, right? And it was a very awkward kiss.
Because he just stared at her like, what?
Like what the hell are you doing? Like, and there was even a point where Nishiki is like says to Yumi like, "Do you love Kazuma?" And then after that she kisses him, but it was an awkward, really awkward kiss. It was just like a brother and sister like kissing like in a friendly way, which is like really like what is happening?
These are four people that basically grew up together.
Yeah.
They were in the orphanage since they're like.
I have to state that they're not
six.
related, so it's okay.
But still, just the camaraderie.
Right, exactly. That's why he's so weirded out.
Probably no sense at all of any.
And then after
physical feelings.
And then after their friend dies too, it's there. When someone so close to you dies like that, you just have no feeling inside of you. Like nothing affects you. You're like, what's happening? I don't know what's happening. So she tries to kiss him. It doesn't go her way, and then she starts crying on the floor after the kiss because it gets awkward. And he learns, and then he learns that there was no kidney, and Nishiki was there to throw the fight. He was told by the Yakuza to throw the fight, and he is mad. I can't remember if he's mad at Nishiki. Oh, and he gets blamed by Kazuma, or Kazuma is blamed by Nishiki blames Kazuma for betraying the Yakuza clan, right? And so that's like a huge like fighting thing, even though they're both part of the same clan. He blames him for that, and then at the end of the episode, basically Kazuma runs into the clan office or where the boss is. I don't know if he's attacking. So we don't know if he's attacking the boss.
It's Nishiki. Because he
Nishiki.
follows Nishiki. Nishiki goes in to meet with the boss with a paper bag in his hands.
Okay.
And I
think
think I know what's gonna happen, but I don't want to say it till tomorrow. I'll tell you what if it happens. That's what I thought was gonna happen when we watch it.
Yeah. Okay.
Because, like I've said, they haven't shown said anything about why Kiryu is in jail for 10 years. And they have to in this next episode.
Yeah, I assume because he's mad, he's going on a rampage. He has to like kill someone, or maybe the Yakuza there like plants something on him where it makes him go to jail, even though he didn't do it, or maybe he did do it. He probably did.
Once they'll probably change it. During the review tomorrow, I'll tell you even after we watched it the difference, like how it goes on in the game, because it is pretty good in the game.
Yeah, well, and the game is different. So this show is based off of a video game, the Yakuza series, just so people know.
That final scene is kind of alluding to it.
Yeah, it's setting up the last episode of the season. So
alluding to what happens in the game, kind of.
Oh, okay. Well, I never played the game, so I don't know. So you would know. You're the expert on this.
Soon I'll be replaying all the games probably on stream.
There you go. Then people can watch the games and watch you play and maybe be entertained or maybe not. I don't know.
Starting at Yakuza Kiwami, which is the remake of the first one.
All right, cool. Well, people are leaving, which I don't blame them. We're about to wrap up here. So that's the episodes 4 and 5 of Yakuza. Or no, it's called Enter Dragon, right?
No, Like a Dragon Yakuza.
Like a Dragon Yakuza on Prime, which came out yesterday or today?
Today.
It came out today.
It's not midnight.
So we're reviewing it today. And we will review episode 6 tomorrow.
The finale.
Around
11
o'clock.
I work till 10, so yeah.
So probably a little after 11 if you want to tune in. It's up to you. It doesn't matter how many people join or not join, we're gonna do it. So
the stream won't be as long tomorrow as it was today because we did One Piece, and then now this. So the stream has been just 10 minutes under 2 hours. This part of it has been just over 6, or just over a half hour. I mean.
Oh, good. Awesome. Cool. Well, thanks for watching, guys. Remember to unlike and unsubscribe. Under 10,000 subscribers, you don't have to watch One Piece anymore. We can watch whatever we want. Yay! And if we get to 1,000,000, we'll start our own Hostess Club. That's right. We'll be looking for volunteers.
In America, we should.
Yeah, any volunteers wanna work for us? Tips only. Tips only.
Or we might as well not exclude the guys. We might as well make it a host and hostess club. So the
just hostess club.
So we can get girls to come.
No. We'll start the hostess club. If someone wants to start a host club, they can. We're gonna do the hostess club. We gotta start with the basics here first, okay? We got to one step at a time. You're trying to go steps 5, 6, and 7. We're on step 1, okay?
So you're saying these characters aren't in the show? Can't remember their names.
Pizza the Hut. Lone Star.
I remember the name of the club though.
Bartholomew. A.K.A. Barth. And that princess.
So you're saying that? Nope, that's one of
I don't know
them.
what you're trying to do, man. But anyways, let's.
So you're saying to cement it, we should it's only one of them. Cosplay is this guy and this guy, because they're host. They own like a big host club in the Yakuza series.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember their names. It's this guy right here and this guy next to Kiryu.
Can they see that?
No.
Oh.
If I can find their names.
No, I'm just asking the audience can see that.
No.
Oh, you were just showing me.
Yeah.
Got it.
There's Jungi Han though.
Well, we can see that, but the audience can't see that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm.
Kazuki was one of them.
All right, so he's just scrolling through Wikipedia right now and finding a list of characters. So I guess we'll end it there. Thanks for watching. See you next time. I'm Skeenerd, and that is Derv.
Join us for the finale of Yakuza tomorrow and Slither on Sunday.
And Slytherin on Sunday. Cool.
And please give us some recommendations.
Yeah, if you want us to review something, put in the chat below. If not, then we're gonna keep picking our own stuff to watch. So take that. We haven't